Hey folks, well last night was the results for the third group of 12 from the top 36, and I missed about the first 4 minutes. I work third shift, so I usually don't get up until right before the show comes on, and I had forgot to set my alarm, so if my mom hadn't called, I would have missed the whole thing. But I'm already pretty sure what happened though. It started off with Ryan Seacrest saying, "The votes have been counted, America has spoken, who will you put into the top 12? This is American Idol," and then when they come back he starts bragging about how many votes they've gotten. And then we look back at their journey, and that's where I woke up, right at the end of their journey before the group number, which was Katy Perry, Hot and Cold, which I thought was horrible. It was the worst, I think it's the worst group performance we've seen so far. And the guys all sat on the couch. I guess that's the only way they could think of to accommodate Scott, so he wouldn't have to get up and dance around and risk falling on the stage. So that was pretty boring. Of course, I don't really like the group performances anyway. Anywho, then we looked at a recap of last night's show, Tuesday night's show. Last night? Tuesday night? Whatever. Lil Rounds was through to the top 12. That was a hideous dress that she was wearing though, wasn't it? That checkered stuff on her dress, that was horrible. And her hair was a little bit hideous too, sticking all out to one side. When Ryan Seacrest said congratulations to her, she hollered. She was so happy. And Cara Diaguardi said we can expect just ridiculous vocals every week unless something ridiculous happens. If ridiculous vocals is what they wanted, they should have put Alex Wagner Trugman through, because he has ridiculous vocals. Let's hear that growl again. I just love that. It's so funny. Lil Round sang again. I thought it was better the second time around, but the end was the same. The first time, I thought that the end she was going to mess it up, so she pulled the microphone away. That's how she meant to end the song. Does Lil Rounds not know how to end a song? Anywho, next it was a no for Ariana Afsar. She said that she thought she could make her song more contemporary, but apparently she couldn't. I'm surprised she didn't bitch about people telling her how cute she was again. Then it was also a no for Taylor Wafanua. Then we had Alex Wagner Trugman. Let's hear the growl again. That never gets old. He said that he would rather lose being himself than to win being someone else, and at least he stayed true to himself and all that nonsense. That's some baloney right there. I don't care who they are on that show. None of them care about staying true to themselves. They want to win. So, I don't know why people feel the need to say something inspirational like that. I stayed true to myself and whatever. Anywho, of course it was a no for him. Next was Kristen McNamara and Nathaniel Marshall. I bet Nancy Wilson was sitting on the edge of her seat. Ryan Seacrest asked Nathaniel if the judge's feedback offended him, and he said no, he took it with a grain of salt. That might have cost him the wild card spot, because the judges want you to take their advice, not just with a grain of salt. He said he had fun and he wouldn't have changed anything, and then he practically begged for a spot on the wild card show. If he said, well, if I don't make it through, and if I make it to the wild card show, they're going to do the... Whatever. He begged. I think he's the first one that's actually almost asked for a spot. Anyway, I bet Nancy Wilson was just as happy as she could be when they got eliminated. After that was Felicia Barton and Vaughn Smith. It was a no for both of them, of course. But why did Vaughn Smith clap when he was eliminated? He sat down and started clapping. I was clapping too, but I don't know why he was clapping. He should have been upset. Next we had Jorge Nunez and Juno Joyner. Ryan said, we will find out who is through, and faked him out, and they thought he was going to say after the break, and they started laughing. And then when he said, right now, Jorge started going into panic mode. Jorge wasn't expecting it right then, so he started getting a little bit terrified, it seemed like. Jorge was the one through to the top 12, and he was so happy. He was saying something in Spanish. I don't know what he was saying again. I'm going to have to get a translator to sit with me when I watch the show when Jorge's on there, because it's like, I feel like Lucy, when Ricky Ricardo would get upset and start running off at the mouth in Spanish, and she couldn't understand what he was saying. That's kind of how I feel with Jorge Nunez. Although I did understand mucho gracias. So they put him on the stool and let him sing at the end of the show. And then we moved on to find out who is in the wild card episode tomorrow night, or tonight now. Randy Jackson announced that the first person through was Vaughn Smith. What? You got to be kidding me. what did he do that was so special that gives him a spot on the wild card show? If they put him in the top 12, I'm just gonna cry. I thought I had seen all I was gonna see him when he was eliminated and started clapping because of it, and now I gotta see him again? Oh my God. Next, Kara said that the next person is very commercial, and I knew right then and there it was going to be Jasmine because Kara has called her commercial quite a few times. So, of course, it was Jasmine Murray. I don't know if I think she really deserved a spot in the wild card show because she didn't perform very well, and there were plenty of people that performed good and just fell under the radar. Jasmine was on top of the radar. She had a good advantage, and she blew it. After that, Paula announced Ricky Brady. And Ricky Brady ran downstairs, and then Ryan Seacrest just rushed him off the stage. Okay, have a seat. They barely let him speak during the last elimination episode. I think they're afraid that maybe maybe he'll start taking after his mother and start shouting out website URLs right there on live TV. Maybe they're afraid to let him talk. Next, Simon announced who was next. Oh, Ryan Seacrest said, Darth Vader, who's next? And Simon said, will you stop being such a smart-ass? Ryan seemed a little bit embarrassed by that. It was Megan Corkery next. I was expecting her, though. I think they've already made up their mind about her. She might be in the top 12. Simon said she was from the first show. No, she wasn't, Simon. She was from the second. After that, Randy said, we've stayed up day and night on this one. It's Tatiana. I was so excited. She cried. She said, thank you, thank you, She couldn't hardly think of anything to say. She half collapsed when she got down there with Ryan Seacrest, and she said, I want to sing for you more than anybody wants to do anything in the whole world. And I believe that. I really do believe that. And it's kind of nice to see somebody say they want to win. The other people are like, oh, it really doesn't matter who wins. I'm just happy to be here. And Tatiana makes no secrets. She wants to win. I think if they were all like that, they might get better performances. But I think she really did deserve a spot in the wild card show because her performance was really good. That was a hideous dress she was wearing, though, too, wasn't it? I don't know which was worse, hers or Lil Rounds's. Lil Rounds's. I don't know how to say Lil Rounds. Do you say Lil Rounds or Lil Rounds's? I don't know. I need to go back to school or something. Next, Kara said the next person is one of the bluesiest, soulful singers that we've had. Well, I knew right then it was going to be Matt Gerard. She said Matt Gerard? Who is Matt Gerard? I thought it was Matt Gerard. Well, we knew he was going to have a spot in the wild card show. And he promised that he's going to bring it. Bring what is the question. After that was a last-minute decision. It was Jessie Langseth, and she was happy and excited. She might have took Nate's spot. He might have ruined his chances when he said he takes the judge's advice with a grain of salt. And after that, Simon said it was the easiest decision, and of course, we all knew it was going to be Anoop. I had the sneaking suspicion that Anoop is already in the top 12. I think he could get on there tomorrow night and go, how'd you like it? And they're going to say, brilliant, you're in the top 12. I don't think he even has to sing when he goes on there. I think they probably made up their minds about all of them, and they're just filling time. I hope they didn't put Tatiana on there just to ridicule her again. I was reading the USA Today this morning, they were talking about that Tatiana is probably on there for comic relief for the wild card show, and I hope that's not the case, because if she sings better than the rest of them, it's like Jasmine and Matt Gerard. They didn't sing very good the first time, so I don't think they really deserved a spot in the wild card show. You had plenty of people that did and didn't get that spot. So, and Vaughn Smith, he didn't deserve a spot in the top 36. He doesn't deserve a spot on my television set. After I have disliked him ever since the first time I saw when I saw him on The View. It was horrible. Anyways, so I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for the wild card show. Bye.